In this tutorial, we're going to review the Market Basket Affinity report. This report is located under Advanced, then Items. From here, you will select Market Basket Affinity. This report will allow you to evaluate unique basket characteristics, also identify affinity occurrences. You can determine optimal item pairings, and it will also help you plan and create store events. The Market Basket Affinity Report delivers a view of other products sold with a selected UPC or UPCs in the same shopping basket. When you land on this report, information will already be loaded for the first store in your drop-down list. For this training, we are using a live stores data, so we will block the actual store number we are using. This report allows you to enter up to 5 UPCs. Any valid UPC will be recognized if it is sold from the store or stores during the selected time frame. This includes unknown items. First, let's pause the report so we can make selections and gather the information that we're looking for. Let's begin by changing the default PLU from grapes to avocados. Then, let's look at the time frame in which we want to look at avocados. Avocados and the creation of fresh guacamole can be one of the centerpieces of any event or party. It's also a great focus item to build a theme around in the produce department. For this reason, we will set the date range to be the day before and the day of the Super Bowl. Now you'll want to resume the report and let the information load. Once the information loads, you will see a series of bar graphs. These graphs represent the occurrences and sales within a series of transactions where items within these categories were purchased with avocados. In the 2 days we selected, avocados were purchased in 298 occurrences. More avocados may have been purchased, but there were multiple avocados in the occurrence transactions. Here we can see that cheese was the top category of items that were purchased most frequently with avocados. One interesting thing to note here is that the avocados all by itself generated $636 in sales. However, both the cheese and the salty snacks categories generated more sales dollars than the primary driver item we're looking at. This does make sense though, as the price of avocados is rather low, but we can see it's an important centerpiece driver for other categories within the store, especially during this time of the year. At any time, you can hover over any of the blue bar graphs and learn a little bit more about the basket characteristics of a customer who purchased avocados or purchased items with avocados. When you hover over a blue bar graph, a little tooltip window will appear telling you the average basket size in sales and units. Here we can see the average basket size of customers who bought avocados was $50.83, and the average units in the avocados basket was 22. Additionally, of the 298 transactions or occurrences that had avocados, there were a total of 723 units of avocados sold. This means many of the avocado baskets had 2 or more avocados in it. Here, if we hover over the cheese blue line, we can see that there were 142 transactions that had both cheese items and avocados in the basket. The average basket size with cheese items and avocados was $66.12, and the average basket size in units was 28. This tells a powerful story about who the avocado customer is and what the value of their basket looks like, especially during this 2-day time period. If we were going to build an impromptu event display in the produce department, what are some of the more popular items you would want to merchandise with avocados? You can discover this by drilling deeper into the data to the item level. Just move your mouse over to here and click on this little plus button. Once you expand this information, you will have a full list of items that were purchased with avocados last year on the 2 days leading up to Super Bowl. This full list can now be extracted to Excel for further analysis. To do this, you'll first want to select in the data area. Then you'll go up to Download, and then select Crosstab. Depending on the computer you are using, the downloaded file might appear as a selectable option in your browser, or it may be pushed into the Downloads folder on your computer. Once you locate the file, select it, and if you have Microsoft Excel installed on your computer, it should open. Now we have an Excel version of the Market Basket Affinity report we were just looking at in SV Insights. Once you have the information in Excel, you can sort by each category and discover the top selling items. Here we can filter to the cheese category and sort sales greatest to least. Now we can see that the 32-ounce Velveeta cheese loaf was the most valuable product in terms of sales purchased with avocados during this 2-day time frame. I don't think there's any real big surprise here, but take special note. Transactions with both avocados and this Velveeta cheese have an average basket size of $125.99. Additionally, a number of essential everyday shredded cheeses also made the top of the list. When considering a secondary display, the cheese loaf is definitely a must, and the possibility of shredded cheese is also something to consider if refrigeration is available. You can now switch to the salty snacks category to discover what chips were most valuable with the avocado purchase. Here we can see a combination of Tostitos and Doritos took the top 3 spots on the list of chips purchased most frequently with avocados. Additionally, an essential everyday chip was close behind in the 4th spot. If you were looking to promote private brand products in your store, this reveals that you would likely benefit by having a display of essential everyday tortilla chips near the avocado display. And again, take special note that the average basket size of any of these top 4 salty snacks with avocados was over $50. You can use the Market Basket Affinity report to get very creative in how you want to look at products for putting together events within the store. One other quick note on this report. You can enter up to 5 UPCs at a time. However, the more UPCs you enter, the fewer results you will get. In our situation, if we looked at both avocados and Velveeta, the most amount of transactions we would get back is 6. There were only 6 transactions in these 2 days where both avocados and Velveeta cheese were purchased together. But keep in mind, if you'll recall, the average basket size for these 2 items was $125.99. With Market Basket Affinity, you can now explore, down to the item level, the products that were purchased most frequently that made up a large basket value. There are many different ways to look at information using this report. You simply need to decide what driver UPC you want to use, then pick the time frame you want to look at. The Market Basket Affinity report delivers a view of other products sold with a selected UPC or UPCs in the same basket. It provides you a view of the basket characteristics using both average units and transaction size. And just to recap, this report will allow you to evaluate unique basket characteristics using average basket size both in units and in sales, identify affinity occurrences. You can also determine optimal item pairings, and identify items to be used to create a store event like the Super Bowl display. At any time, if you have any questions about this report or any other reports, send an email to svinsights@supervalue.com.